Chapter 21. 1 And the Lord visited Sarah as he had said, and the Lord did unto Sarah as he had spoken. 2 For Sarah conceived, and bare Abraham a son in his old age, at the set time of which God had spoken to him. 3 And Abraham called the name of his son that was born unto him, whom Sarah bare to him, Isaac. 4 And Abraham circumcised his son Isaac being 8 days old, as God had commanded him. 5 And Abraham was 100 years old, when his son Isaac was born unto him. 6 And Sarah said, God hath made me to laugh, so that all that hear will laugh with me. 7 And she said, Who would have said unto Abraham, that Sarah should have given children suck? For I have borne him a son in his old age. 8 And the child grew, and was weaned, and Abraham made a great feast the same day that Isaac was weaned. 9 And Sarah saw the son of Hagar the Egyptian, which she had borne unto Abraham, mocking. 10 Wherefore she said unto Abraham, Cast out this bondwoman and her son, for the son of this bondwoman shall not be heir with my son, even with Isaac. 11 And the thing was very grievous in Abraham's sight because of his son. 12 And God said unto Abraham, Let it not be grievous in thy sight because of the lad, and because of thy bondwoman, in all that Sarah hath said unto thee, hearken unto her voice, for in Isaac shall thy seed be called. 13 And also of the son of the bondwoman will I make a nation, because he is thy seed. 14 And Abraham rose up early in the morning, and took bread, and a bottle of water, and gave it unto Hagar, putting it on her shoulder, and the child, and sent her away, and she departed, and wandered in the wilderness of Beersheba. 15 And the water was spent in the bottle, and she cast the child under one of the shrubs. 16 And she went, and sat her down over against him a good way off, as it were a bowshot, for she said, Let me not see the death of the child. And she sat over against him, and lift up her voice, and wept. 17 And God heard the voice of the lad, and the angel of God called to Hagar out of heaven, and said unto her, What aileth thee, Hagar? Fear not, for God hath heard the voice of the lad where he is. 18 Arise, lift up the lad, and hold him in thine hand, for I will make him a great nation. 19 And God opened her eyes, and she saw a well of water, and she went, and filled the bottle with water, and gave the lad drink. 20 And God was with the lad, and he grew, and dwelt in the wilderness, and became an archer. 21 And he dwelt in the wilderness of Paran, and his mother took him a wife out of the land of Egypt. 22 And it came to pass at that time, that Abimelech and Phicol the chief captain of his host spake unto Abraham, saying, God is with thee in all that thou doest. 23 Now therefore swear unto me here by God that thou wilt not deal falsely with me, nor with my son, nor with my son's son, but according to the kindness that I have done unto thee, thou shalt do unto me, and to the land wherein thou hast sojourned. 24 And Abraham said, I will swear. 25 And Abraham reproved Abimelech because of a well of water, which Abimelech's servants had violently taken away. 26 And Abimelech said, I wot not who hath done this thing, neither didst thou tell me, neither yet heard I of it, but today. 27 And Abraham took sheep and oxen, and gave them unto Abimelech, and both of them made a covenant. 28 And Abraham set 7 ewe lambs of the flock by themselves. 29 And Abimelech said unto Abraham, What mean these 7 ewe lambs which thou hast set by themselves? 30 And he said, For these 7 ewe lambs shalt thou take of my hand, that they may be a witness unto me, that I have digged this well. 31 Wherefore he called that place Beersheba, because there they sware both of them. 32 Thus they made a covenant at Beersheba. Then Abimelech rose up, and Phicol the chief captain of his host, and they returned into the land of the Philistines. 33 And Abraham planted a grove in Beersheba, and called thereon the name of the Lord, the everlasting God. 34 And Abraham sojourned in the Philistines' land many days. Chapter 22. 1 And it came to pass after these things, that God did tempt Abraham, and said unto him, Abraham, and he said, Behold, here I am. 2 And he said, Take now thy son, thine only son Isaac, whom thou lovest, and get thee into the land of Moriah, and offer him there for a burnt offering upon one of the mountains which I will tell thee of. 3 And Abraham rose up early in the morning, and saddled his ass, and took 2 of his young men with him, and Isaac his son, and clave the wood for the burnt offering, and rose up, and went unto the place of which God had told him. For then on the third day Abraham lifted up his eyes, and saw the place afar off. 5 And Abraham said unto his young men, Abide ye here with the ass, and I and the lad will go yonder and worship, and come again to you. 6 And Abraham took the wood of the burnt offering, and laid it upon Isaac his son, and he took the fire in his hand, and a knife, and they went both of them together. 7 And Isaac spake unto Abraham his father, and said, My father, and he said, Here am I, my son. And he said, Behold the fire and the wood, but where is the lamb for a burnt offering? 8 And Abraham said, My son, God will provide himself a lamb for a burnt offering, so they went both of them together. 9 And they came to the place which God had told him of, and Abraham built an altar there, and laid the wood in order, and bound Isaac his son, and laid him on the altar upon the wood. 10 And Abraham stretched forth his hand, and took the knife to slay his son. 11 And the angel of the Lord called unto him out of heaven, and said, Abraham, Abraham, and he said, Here am I. 12 And he said, Lay not thine hand upon the lad, neither do thou anything unto him, for now I know that thou fearest God, seeing thou hast not withheld thy son, thine only son from me. 13 And Abraham lifted up his eyes, and looked, and behold behind him a ram caught in a thicket by his horns, and Abraham went and took the ram, and offered him up for a burnt offering in the stead of his son. 14 And Abraham called the name of that place Jehovah-Jireh, as it is said to this day, In the mount of the Lord it shall be seen. 15 And the angel of the Lord called unto Abraham out of heaven the second time. 16 And said, By myself have I sworn, saith the Lord, for because thou hast done this thing, and hast not withheld thy son, thine only son. 17 That in blessing I will bless thee, and in multiplying I will multiply thy seed as the stars of the heaven, and as the sand which is upon the sea shore, and thy seed shall possess the gate of his enemies. 18 And in thy seed shall all the nations of the earth be blessed, because thou hast obeyed my voice. 19 So Abraham returned unto his young men, and they rose up and went together to Beersheba, and Abraham dwelt at Beersheba. 20 And it came to pass after these things, that it was told Abraham, saying, Behold, Milcah, she hath also borne children unto thy brother Nahor. 21 Huz his firstborn, and Buz his brother, and Kemuel the father of Aram. 22 And Chesed, and Hazo, and Pildash, and Jidlaph, and Bethuel. 23 And Bethuel begot Rebekah. These 8 Milcah did bear to Nahor, Abraham's brother. 24 And his concubine, whose name was Reumah, she bare also Tebah, and Gaham, and Nahash, and Maachah. Chapter 23. 1 And Sarah was 107 and 20 years old, these were the years of the life of Sarah. 2 And Sarah died in Kirjatharba, the same is Hebron in the land of Canaan, and Abraham came to mourn for Sarah, and to weep for her. 3 And Abraham stood up from before his dead, and spake unto the sons of Het, saying, For I am a stranger and a sojourner with you, give me a possession of a burying place with you, that I may bury my dead out of my sight. 5 And the children of Het answered Abraham, saying unto him, 6 Hear us, my lord, thou art a mighty prince among us, in the choice of our sepulchres bury thy dead, none of us shall withhold from thee his sepulchre, but that thou mayest bury thy dead. 7 And Abraham stood up, and bowed himself to the people of the land, even to the children of Het. 8 And he communed with them, saying, If it be your mind that I should bury my dead out of my sight, hear me, and entreat for me to Ephron the son of Zohar. 9 That he may give me the cave of Machpelah, which he hath, which is in the end of his field, for as much money as it is worth he shall give it me for a possession of a burying place amongst you. 10 And Ephron dwelt among the children of Het, and Ephron the Hittite answered Abraham in the audience of the children of Het, even of all that went in at the gate of his city, saying, 11 Nay, my lord, hear me, the field give I thee, and the cave that is therein, I give it thee, in the presence of the sons of my people give I it thee, bury thy dead. 12 And Abraham bowed down himself before the people of the land. 13 And he spake unto Ephron in the audience of the people of the land, saying, But if thou wilt give it, I pray thee, hear me, I will give thee money for the field, take it of me, and I will bury my dead there. 14 And Ephron answered Abraham, saying unto him, 15 My lord, hearken unto me, the land is worth 400 shekels of silver, what is that betwixt me and thee? Bury therefore thy dead. 16 And Abraham hearkened unto Ephron, and Abraham weighed to Ephron the silver, which he had named in the audience of the sons of Het, 400 shekels of silver, current money with the merchant. 17 And the field of Ephron, which was in Machpelah, which was before Mamre, the field, and the cave which was therein, and all the trees that were in the field, that were in all the borders round about, were made sure. 18 Unto Abraham for a possession in the presence of the children of Het, before all that went in at the gate of his city. 19 And after this, Abraham buried Sarah his wife in the cave of the field of Machpelah before Mamre, the same is Hebron in the land of Canaan. 20 And the field, and the cave that is therein, were made sure unto Abraham for a possession of a burying place by the sons of Het. Chapter 24. 1 Abraham was old, and well advanced in age. Yahweh had blessed Abraham in all things. 2 Abraham said to his servant, the elder of his house, who ruled over all that he had, Please put your hand under my thigh. 3 I will make you swear by Yahweh, the God of heaven and the God of the earth, that you shall not take a wife for my son of the daughters of the Canaanites, among whom I live. 4 But you shall go to my country, and to my relatives, and take a wife for my son Isaac. 5 The servant said to him, What if the woman isn't willing to follow me to this land? Must I bring your son again to the land you came from? 6 Abraham said to him, Beware that you don't bring my son there again. 7 Yahweh, the God of heaven, who took me from my father's house, and from the land of my birth, who spoke to me, and who swore to me, saying, I will give this land to your offspring. He will send his angel before you, and you shall take a wife for my son from there. 8 If the woman isn't willing to follow you, then you shall be clear from this my oath. Only you shall not bring my son there again. 9 The servant put his hand under the thigh of Abraham his master, and swore to him concerning this matter. 10 The servant took 10 camels, of the camels of his master, and departed, having a variety of good things of his master's with him. He arose, and went to Mesopotamia, to the city of Nahor. 11 He made the camels kneel down outside the city by the well of water at the time of evening, the time that women go out to draw water. 12 He said, Yahweh, the God of my master Abraham, please give me success today, and show kindness to my master Abraham. 13 Behold, I am standing by the spring of water. The daughters of the men of the city are coming out to draw water. 14 Let it happen, that the young lady to whom I will say, Please let down your pitcher, that I may drink, then she says, Drink, and I will also give your camels a drink, let her be the one you have appointed for your servant Isaac. By this I will know that you have shown kindness to my master. 15 Before he had finished speaking, behold, Rebekah came out, who was born to Bethuel the son of Milcah, the wife of Nahor, Abraham's brother, with her pitcher on her shoulder. 16 The young lady was very beautiful to look at, a virgin. No man had known her. She went down to the spring, filled her pitcher, and came up. 17 The servant ran to meet her, and said, Please give me a drink, a little water from your pitcher. 18 She said, Drink, my lord. She hurried, and let down her pitcher on her hand, and gave him a drink. 19 When she had finished giving him a drink, she said, I will also draw for your camels, until they have finished drinking. 20 She hurried, and emptied her pitcher into the trough, and ran again to the well to draw, and drew for all his camels. 21 The man looked steadfastly at her, remaining silent, to know whether Yahweh had made his journey prosperous or not. 22 As the camels had done drinking, the man took a golden ring of half a shekel weight, and 2 bracelets for her hands of 10 shekels weight of gold. 23 And said, Whose daughter are you? Please tell me. Is there room in your father's house for us to stay? 24 She said to him, I am the daughter of Bethuel the son of Milcah, whom she bore to Nahor. 25 She said moreover to him, We have both straw and feed enough, and room to lodge in. 26 The man bowed his head, and worshipped Yahweh. 27 He said, Blessed be Yahweh, the God of my master Abraham, who has not forsaken his loving kindness and his truth toward my master. As for me, Yahweh has led me on the way to the house of my master's relatives. 28 The young lady ran, and told her mother's house about these words. 29 Rebekah had a brother, and his name was Laban. Laban ran out to the man, to the spring. 30 When he saw the ring, and the bracelets on his sister's hands, and when he heard the words of Rebekah his sister, saying, This is what the man said to me, he came to the man. Behold, he was standing by the camels at the spring. 31 He said, Come in, you blessed of Yahweh. Why do you stand outside? For I have prepared the house, and room for the camels. 32 The man came into the house, and he unloaded the camels. He gave straw and feed for the camels, and water to wash his feet and the feet of the men who were with him. 33 Food was set before him to eat, but he said, I will not eat until I have told my message. Laban said, Speak on. 34 He said, I am Abraham's servant. 35 Yahweh has blessed my master greatly. He has become great. Yahweh has given him flocks and herds, silver and gold, male servants and female servants, camels and donkeys. 36 Sarah, my master's wife, bore a son to my master when she was old. He has given all that he has to him. 37 My master made me swear, saying, You shall not take a wife for my son from the daughters of the Canaanites, in whose land I live. 38 But you shall go to my father's house, and to my relatives, and take a wife for my son. 39 I said to my master, What if the woman will not follow me? 40 He said to me, Yahweh, before whom I walk, will send his angel with you, and prosper your way. You shall take a wife for my son of my relatives, and of my father's house. 41 Then you will be clear from my oath, when you come to my relatives. If they don't give her to you, you shall be clear from my oath. 42 I came today to the spring, and said, Yahweh, the God of my master Abraham, if now you do prosper my way which I go. 43 Behold, I am standing by this spring of water. Let it happen, that the maiden who comes out to draw, to whom I say, Please give me a little water from your pitcher to drink. 44 And she says to me, Drink, and I will also draw for your camels, let her be the woman whom Yahweh has appointed for my master's son. 45 Before I had finished speaking in my heart, behold, Rebekah came out with her pitcher on her shoulder. She went down to the spring, and drew. I said to her, Please let me drink. 46 She hurried and let down her pitcher from her shoulder, and said, Drink, and I will also give your camels a drink. So I drank, and she also gave the camels a drink. 47 I asked her, and said, Whose daughter are you? She said, The daughter of Bethuel, Nahor's son, whom Milcah bore to him. I put the ring on her nose, and the bracelets on her hands. 48 I bowed my head, and worshipped Yahweh, and blessed Yahweh, the God of my master Abraham, who had led me in the right way to take my master's brother's daughter for his son. 49 Now if you will deal kindly and truly with my master, tell me. If not, tell me, that I may turn to the right hand, or to the left. 50 Then Laban and Bethuel answered, The thing proceeds from Yahweh. We can't speak to you bad or good. 51 Behold, Rebekah is before you. Take her, and go, and let her be your master's son's wife, as Yahweh has spoken. 52 When Abraham's servant heard their words, he bowed himself down to the earth to Yahweh. 53 The servant brought out jewels of silver, jewels of gold, and clothing, and gave them to Rebekah. He also gave precious things to her brother and her mother. 54 They ate and drank, he and the men who were with him, and stayed all night. They rose up in the morning, and he said, Send me away to my master. 55 Her brother and her mother said, Let the young lady stay with us a few days, at least 10. After that she will go. 56 He said to them, Don't hinder me, since Yahweh has prospered my way. Send me away that I may go to my master. 57 They said, We will call the young lady, and ask her. 58 They called Rebekah, and said to her, Will you go with this man? She said, I will go. 59 They sent away Rebekah, their sister, with her nurse, Abraham's servant, and his men. 60 They blessed Rebekah, and said to her, Our sister, may you be the mother of thousands of 10,000s, and let your offspring possess the gate of those who hate them. 61 Rebekah arose with her ladies. They rode on the camels, and followed the man. The servant took Rebekah, and went his way. 62 Isaac came from the way of Beer-lahai-roi, for he lived in the land of the south. 63 Isaac went out to meditate in the field at the evening. He lifted up his eyes, and saw, and behold, there were camels coming. 64 Rebekah lifted up her eyes, and when she saw Isaac, she dismounted from the camel. 65 She said to the servant, Who is the man who is walking in the field to meet us? The servant said, It is my master. She took her veil, and covered herself. 66 The servant told Isaac all the things that he had done. 67 Isaac brought her into his mother Sarah's tent, and took Rebekah, and she became his wife. He loved her. Isaac was comforted after his mother. Chapter 25. 1 Abraham took another wife, and her name was Keturah. 2 She bore him Zimran, Jokshan, Medan, Midian, Ishbak, and Shua. 3 Jokshan became the father of Sheba and Dedan. The sons of Dedan were Ashurim, Letushim, and Lumim. For the sons of Midian were Ephah, Epher, Hanok, Abida, and Eldah. All these were the children of Keturah. 5 Abraham gave all that he had to Isaac. 6 But to the sons of Abraham's concubines Abraham gave gifts. He sent them away from Isaac his son while he yet lived, eastward, to the east country. 7 These are the days of the years of Abraham's life which he lived, 175 years. 8 Abraham gave up his spirit, and died at a good old age, an old man, and full of years, and was gathered to his people. 9 Isaac and Ishmael, his sons, buried him in the cave of Machpelah, in the field of Ephron the son of Zohar the Hittite, which is near Mamre. 10 The field which Abraham purchased from the children of Het. Abraham was buried there with Sarah, his wife. 11 After the death of Abraham, God blessed Isaac, his son. Isaac lived by Beer-lahai-roi. 12 Now this is the history of the generations of Ishmael, Abraham's son, whom Hagar the Egyptian, Sarah's servant, bore to Abraham. 13 These are the names of the sons of Ishmael, by their names, according to the order of their birth, the firstborn of Ishmael, Nebaioth, then Kedar, Adbeel, Mibsam. 14 Mishma, Dumah, Massa. 15 Hadad, Tema, Jetur, Naphish, and Kedemah. 16 These are the sons of Ishmael, and these are their names, by their villages and by their encampments, 12 princes according to their nations. 17 These are the years of the life of Ishmael, 137 years. He gave up his spirit and died, and was gathered to his people. 18 They lived from Havilah to Shur that is before Egypt, as you go toward Assyria. He lived opposite all his relatives. 19 This is the history of the generations of Isaac, Abraham's son. Abraham became the father of Isaac. 20 Isaac was 40 years old when he took Rebekah, the daughter of Bethuel the Syrian of Paddan Aram, the sister of Laban the Syrian, to be his wife. 21 Isaac entreated Yahweh for his wife, because she was barren. Yahweh was entreated by him, and Rebekah his wife conceived. 22 The children struggled together within her. She said, If it is so, why do I live? She went to inquire of Yahweh. 23 Yahweh said to her, 2 nations are in your womb. 2 peoples will be separated from your body. The one people will be stronger than the other people. The elder will serve the younger. 24 When her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb. 25 The first came out red all over, like a hairy garment. They named him Esau. 26 After that, his brother came out, and his hand had hold on Esau's heel. He was named Jacob. Isaac was 60 years old when she bore them. 27 The boys grew. Esau was a skillful hunter, a man of the field. Jacob was a quiet man, living in tents. 28 Now Isaac loved Esau, because he ate his venison. Rebekah loved Jacob. 29 Jacob boiled stew. Esau came in from the field, and he was famished. 30 Esau said to Jacob, Please feed me with that same red stew, for I am famished. Therefore his name was called Edom. 31 Jacob said, First, sell me your birthright. 32 Esau said, Behold, I am about to die. What good is the birthright to me? 33 Jacob said, Swear to me first. He swore to him. He sold his birthright to Jacob. 34 Jacob gave Esau bread and lentil stew. He ate and drank, rose up, and went his way. So Esau despised his birthright. Chapter 26. 1 There was a famine in the land, besides the first famine that was in the days of Abraham. Isaac went to Abimelech king of the Philistines, to Gerar. 2 Yahweh appeared to him, and said, Don't go down into Egypt. Live in the land I will tell you about. 3 Live in this land, and I will be with you and will bless you. For I will give to you and to your offspring all these lands, and I will establish the oath which I swore to Abraham your father. For I will multiply your offspring as the stars of the sky, and will give all these lands to your offspring. In your offspring all the nations of the earth will be blessed. 5 Because Abraham obeyed my voice and kept my requirements, my commandments, my statutes, and my laws. 6 Isaac lived in Gerar. 7 The men of the place asked him about his wife. He said, She is my sister, for he was afraid to say, My wife, lest the men of the place might kill me for Rebekah, because she is beautiful to look at. 8 When he had been there a long time, Abimelech king of the Philistines looked out at a window and saw, and behold, Isaac was caressing Rebekah, his wife. 9 Abimelech called Isaac, and said, Behold, surely she is your wife. Why did you say, She is my sister? Isaac said to him, Because I said, Lest I die because of her. 10 Abimelech said, What is this you have done to us? One of the people might easily have lain with your wife, and you would have brought guilt on us. 11 Abimelech commanded all the people, saying, He who touches this man or his wife will surely be put to death. 12 Isaac sowed in that land, and reaped in the same year 100 times what he planted. Yahweh blessed him. 13 The man grew great, and grew more and more until he became very great. 14 He had possessions of flocks, possessions of herds, and a great household. The Philistines envied him. 15 Now all the wells which his father's servants had dug in the days of Abraham his father, the Philistines had stopped, and filled with earth. 16 Abimelech said to Isaac, Go away from us, for you are much mightier than we. 17 Isaac departed from there, encamped in the valley of Gerar, and lived there. 18 Isaac dug again the wells of water which they had dug in the days of Abraham his father, for the Philistines had stopped them after the death of Abraham. He called their names after the names by which his father had called them. 19 Isaac's servants dug in the valley, and found there a well of flowing water. 20 The herdsmen of Gerar argued with Isaac's herdsmen, saying, The water is ours. He called the name of the well Ezek, because they contended with him. 21 They dug another well, and they argued over that, also. He called its name Sitnah. 22 He left that place, and dug another well. They didn't argue over that one. He called it Rehoboth. He said, For now Yahweh has made room for us, and we will be fruitful in the land. 23 He went up from there to Beersheba. 24 Yahweh appeared to him the same night, and said, I am the God of Abraham your father. Don't be afraid, for I am with you, and will bless you, and multiply your offspring for my servant Abraham's sake. 25 He built an altar there, and called on Yahweh's name, and pitched his tent there. There Isaac's servants dug a well. 26 Then Abimelech went to him from Gerar with Ahuzzath his friend, and Phicol the captain of his army. 27 Isaac said to them, Why have you come to me, since you hate me and have sent me away from you? 28 They said, We saw plainly that Yahweh was with you. We said, Let there now be an oath between us, even between us and you, and let us make a covenant with you. 29 That you will do us no harm, as we have not touched you, and as we have done to you nothing but good, and have sent you away in peace. You are now the blessed of Yahweh. 30 He made them a feast, and they ate and drank. 31 They rose up sometime in the morning and swore to one another. Isaac sent them away, and they departed from him in peace. 32 The same day, Isaac's servants came and told him concerning the well which they had dug, and said to him, We have found water. 33 He called it Sheba. Therefore the name of the city is Beersheba to this day. 34 When Esau was 40 years old, he took as wife Judith, the daughter of Beeri the Hittite, and Basemath, the daughter of Elon the Hittite. 35 They grieved Isaac's and Rebekah's spirits. Chapter 27 1 When Isaac was old, and his eyes were dim, so that he could not see, he called Esau his elder son, and said to him, My son. He said to him, Here I am. 2 He said, See now, I am old. I don't know the day of my death. 3 Now therefore please take your weapons, your quiver and your bow, and go out to the field, and get me venison. For make me savory food, such as I love, and bring it to me that I may eat, and that my soul may bless you before I die. 5 Rebekah heard when Isaac spoke to Esau his son. Esau went to the field to hunt for venison, and to bring it. 6 Rebekah spoke to Jacob her son, saying, Behold, I heard your father speak to Esau your brother, saying, 7 Bring me venison, and make me savory food, that I may eat, and bless you before Yahweh before my death. 8 Now therefore, my son, obey my voice according to that which I command you. 9 Go now to the flock, and get me from there 2 good young goats. I will make them savory food for your father, such as he loves. 10 You shall bring it to your father, that he may eat, so that he may bless you before his death. 11 Jacob said to Rebekah his mother, Behold, Esau my brother is a hairy man, and I am a smooth man. 12 What if my father touches me? I will seem to him as a deceiver, and I will bring a curse on myself, and not a blessing. 13 His mother said to him, Let your curse be on me, my son. Only obey my voice, and go get them for me. 14 He went, and got them, and brought them to his mother. His mother made savory food, such as his father loved. 15 Rebekah took the good clothes of Esau, her elder son, which were with her in the house, and put them on Jacob, her younger son. 16 She put the skins of the young goats on his hands and on the smooth of his neck. 17 She gave the savory food and the bread, which she had prepared, into the hand of her son Jacob. 18 He came to his father, and said, My father. He said, Here I am. Who are you, my son? 19 Jacob said to his father, I am Esau your firstborn. I have done what you asked me to do. Please arise, sit and eat of my venison, that your soul may bless me. 20 Isaac said to his son, How is it that you have found it so quickly, my son? He said, Because Yahweh your God gave me success. 21 Isaac said to Jacob, Please come near, that I may feel you, my son, whether you are really my son Esau or not. 22 Jacob went near to Isaac his father. He felt him, and said, The voice is Jacob's voice, but the hands are the hands of Esau. 23 He didn't recognize him, because his hands were hairy, like his brother Esau's hands. So he blessed him. 24 He said, Are you really my son Esau? He said, I am. 25 He said, Bring it near to me, and I will eat of my son's venison, that my soul may bless you. He brought it near to him, and he ate. He brought him wine, and he drank. 26 His father Isaac said to him, Come near now, and kiss me, my son. 27 He came near, and kissed him. He smelled the smell of his clothing, and blessed him, and said, Behold, the smell of my son is as the smell of a field which Yahweh has blessed. 28 God give you of the dew of the sky, of the fatness of the earth, and plenty of grain and new wine. 29 Let peoples serve you, and nations bow down to you. Be Lord over your brothers. Let your mother's sons bow down to you. Cursed be everyone who curses you. Blessed be everyone who blesses you. 30 As soon as Isaac had finished blessing Jacob, and Jacob had just gone out from the presence of Isaac his father, Esau his brother came in from his hunting. 31 He also made savory food, and brought it to his father. He said to his father, "Let my father arise, and eat of his son's venison, that your soul may bless me." 32 Isaac his father said to him, "Who are you?" He said, "I am your son, your firstborn, Esau." 33 Isaac trembled violently, and said, "Who, then, is he who has taken venison, and brought it to me, and I have eaten of all before you came, and have blessed him? Yes, he will be blessed." 34 When Esau heard the words of his father, he cried with an exceedingly great and bitter cry, and said to his father, "Bless me, even me also, my father." 35 He said, "Your brother came with deceit, and has taken away your blessing." 36 He said, "Isn't he rightly named Jacob? For he has supplanted me these 2 times. He took away my birthright, and behold, now he has taken away my blessing." He said, "Haven't you reserved a blessing for me?" 37 Isaac answered Esau, "Behold, I have made him your lord, and all his brothers I have given to him for servants. I have sustained him with grain and new wine. What then will I do for you, my son?" 38 Esau said to his father, "Have you but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, my father." Esau lifted up his voice, and wept. 39 Isaac his father answered him, "Behold, of the fatness of the earth will be your dwelling, and of the dew of the sky from above. 40 By your sword you will live, and you will serve your brother. It will happen, when you will break loose, that you will shake his yoke from off your neck." 41 Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing with which his father blessed him. Esau said in his heart, "The days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then I will kill my brother Jacob." 42 The words of Esau her elder son were told to Rebekah. She sent and called Jacob her younger son, and said to him, "Behold, your brother Esau comforts himself about you by planning to kill you. 43 Now therefore, my son, obey my voice. Arise, flee to Laban, my brother, in Haran. 44 Stay with him a few days, until your brother's fury turns away. 45 Until your brother's anger turn away from you, and he forgets what you have done to him. Then I will send, and get you from there. Why should I be bereaved of you both in one day?" 46 Rebekah said to Isaac, "I am weary of my life because of the daughters of hate. If Jacob takes a wife of the daughters of hate, such as these, of the daughters of the land, what good will my life do me?" Chapter 28 1 Isaac called Jacob, blessed him, and commanded him, "You shall not take a wife of the daughters of Canaan. 2 Arise, go to Paddan Aram, to the house of Bethuel your mother's father. Take a wife from there from the daughters of Laban, your mother's brother. May God Almighty bless you, and make you fruitful, and multiply you, that you may be a company of peoples. And give you the blessing of Abraham, to you and to your offspring with you, that you may inherit the land where you travel, which God gave to Abraham." 5 Isaac sent Jacob away. He went to Paddan Aram to Laban, son of Bethuel the Syrian, Rebekah's brother, Jacob's and Esau's mother's brother. 6 Now Esau saw that Isaac had blessed Jacob and sent him away to Paddan Aram, to take a wife from there, and that as he blessed him he gave him a command, saying, "You shall not take a wife of the daughters of Canaan." 7 And that Jacob obeyed his father and his mother, and was gone to Paddan Aram. 8 Esau saw that the daughters of Canaan didn't please Isaac, his father. 9 Esau went to Ishmael, and took, besides the wives that he had, Mahalath the daughter of Ishmael, Abraham's son, the sister of Nebaioth, to be his wife. 10 Jacob went out from Beersheba, and went toward Haran. 11 He came to a certain place, and stayed there all night, because the sun had set. He took one of the stones of the place, and put it under his head, and lay down in that place to sleep. 12 He dreamed. Behold, a stairway set upon the earth, and its top reached to heaven. Behold, the angels of God ascending and descending on it. 13 Behold, Yahweh stood above it, and said, "I am Yahweh, the God of Abraham your father, and the God of Isaac. I will give the land whereon you lie to you and to your offspring. 14 Your offspring will be as the dust of the earth, and you will spread abroad to the west, and to the east, and to the north, and to the south. In you and in your offspring will all the families of the earth be blessed. 15 Behold, I am with you, and will keep you, wherever you go, and will bring you again into this land. For I will not leave you until I have done that which I have spoken of to you. 16 Jacob awakened out of his sleep, and he said, Surely Yahweh is in this place, and I didn't know it. 17 He was afraid, and said, How awesome is this place! This is none other than God's house, and this is the gate of heaven. 18 Jacob rose up early in the morning, and took the stone that he had put under his head, and set it up for a pillar, and poured oil on its top. 19 He called the name of that place Bethel, but the name of the city was Luz at the first. 20 Jacob vowed a vow, saying, If God will be with me, and will keep me in this way that I go, and will give me bread to eat, and clothing to put on. 21 So that I come again to my father's house in peace, and Yahweh will be my God. 22 Then this stone, which I have set up for a pillar, will be God's house. Of all that you will give me I will surely give a tenth to you. Chapter 29. 1 Then Jacob went on his journey, and came to the land of the children of the east. 2 He looked, and behold, a well in the field, and behold, there were 3 flocks of sheep lying there by it, for out of that well they watered the flocks. The stone on the well's mouth was large. 3 There all the flocks were gathered. They rolled the stone from the well's mouth, and watered the sheep, and put the stone again on the well's mouth in its place. For Jacob said to them, My relatives, where are you from? They said, We are from Haran. 5 He said to them, Do you know Laban, the son of Nahor? They said, We know him. 6 He said to them, Is it well with him? They said, It is well. See, Rachel his daughter is coming with the sheep. 7 He said, Behold, it is still the middle of the day, not time to gather the livestock together. Water the sheep, and go and feed them. 8 They said, We can't until all the flocks are gathered together, and they roll the stone from the well's mouth. Then we water the sheep. 9 While he was yet speaking with them, Rachel came with her father's sheep, for she kept them. 10 When Jacob saw Rachel the daughter of Laban, his mother's brother, and the sheep of Laban, his mother's brother, Jacob went near, and rolled the stone from the well's mouth, and watered the flock of Laban, his mother's brother. 11 Jacob kissed Rachel, and lifted up his voice, and wept. 12 Jacob told Rachel that he was her father's relative, and that he was Rebekah's son. She ran and told her father. 13 When Laban heard the news of Jacob, his sister's son, he ran to meet Jacob, embraced him, kissed him, and brought him to his house. Jacob told Laban all these things. 14 Laban said to him, Surely you are my bone and my flesh. He lived with him for a month. 15 Laban said to Jacob, Because you are my relative, should you therefore serve me for nothing? Tell me, what will your wages be? 16 Laban had 2 daughters. The name of the elder was Leah, and the name of the younger was Rachel. 17 Leah's eyes were weak, but Rachel was beautiful in form and attractive. 18 Jacob loved Rachel. He said, I will serve you 7 years for Rachel, your younger daughter. 19 Laban said, It is better that I give her to you, than that I should give her to another man. Stay with me. 20 Jacob served 7 years for Rachel. They seemed to him but a few days, for the love he had for her. 21 Jacob said to Laban, Give me my wife, for my days are fulfilled, that I may go into her. 22 Laban gathered together all the men of the place, and made a feast. 23 In the evening, he took Leah his daughter, and brought her to Jacob. He went into her. 24 Laban gave Zilpah his servant to his daughter Leah for a servant. 25 In the morning, behold, it was Leah. He said to Laban, What is this you have done to me? Didn't I serve you for Rachel? Why then have you deceived me? 26 Laban said, It is not done so in our place, to give the younger before the firstborn. 27 Fulfill the week of this one, and we will give you the other also for the service which you will serve with me yet 7 other years. 28 Jacob did so, and fulfilled her week. He gave him Rachel his daughter as wife. 29 Laban gave Bilhah, his servant, to his daughter Rachel to be her servant. 30 He went in also to Rachel, and he loved also Rachel more than Leah, and served with him 7 more years. 31 Yahweh saw that Leah was hated, and he opened her womb, but Rachel was barren. 32 Leah conceived, and bore a son, and she named him Reuben. For she said, Because Yahweh has looked at my affliction, for now my husband will love me. 33 She conceived again, and bore a son, and said, Because Yahweh has heard that I am hated, he has therefore given me this son also. She named him Simeon. 34 She conceived again, and bore a son. Said, Now this time my husband will be joined to me, because I have borne him 3 sons. Therefore his name was called Levi. 35 She conceived again, and bore a son. She said, This time will I praise Yahweh. Therefore she named him Judah. Then she stopped bearing. Chapter 30. 1 When Rachel saw that she bore Jacob no children, Rachel envied her sister. She said to Jacob, Give me children, or else I will die. 2 Jacob's anger burned against Rachel, and he said, Am I in God's place, who has withheld from you the fruit of the womb? 3 She said, Behold, my maid Bilhah. Go into her, that she may bear on my knees, and I also may obtain children by her. For she gave him Bilhah her servant as wife, and Jacob went into her. 5 Bilhah conceived, and bore Jacob a son. 6 Rachel said, God has judged me, and has also heard my voice, and has given me a son. Therefore she called his name Dan. 7 Bilhah, Rachel's servant, conceived again, and bore Jacob a second son. 8 Rachel said, I have wrestled with my sister with mighty wrestlings, and have prevailed. She named him Naphtali. 9 When Leah saw that she had finished bearing, she took Zilpah, her servant, and gave her to Jacob as a wife. 10 Zilpah, Leah's servant, bore Jacob a son. 11 Leah said, How fortunate! She named him Gad. 12 Zilpah, Leah's servant, bore Jacob a second son. 13 Leah said, Happy am I, for the daughters will call me happy. She named him Asher. 14 Reuben went in the days of wheat harvest, and found mandrakes in the field, and brought them to his mother Leah. Then Rachel said to Leah, Please give me some of your son's mandrakes. 15 She said to her, Is it a small matter that you have taken away my husband? Would you take away my son's mandrakes, also? Rachel said, Therefore he will lie with you tonight for your son's mandrakes. 16 Jacob came from the field in the evening, and Leah went out to meet him, and said, You must come in to me, for I have surely hired you with my son's mandrakes. He lay with her that night. 17 God listened to Leah, and she conceived, and bore Jacob a 5th son. 18 Leah said, God has given me my hire, because I gave my servant to my husband. She named him Issachar. 19 Leah conceived again, and bore a 6th son to Jacob. 20 Leah said, God has endowed me with a good dowry. Now my husband will live with me, because I have borne him 6 sons. She named him Zebulun. 21 Afterwards, she bore a daughter, and named her Dinah. 22 God remembered Rachel, and God listened to her, and opened her womb. 23 She conceived, bore a son, and said, God has taken away my reproach. 24 She named him Joseph, saying, May Yahweh add another son to me. 25 When Rachel had borne Joseph, Jacob said to Laban, Send me away, that I may go to my own place, and to my country. 26 Give me my wives and my children for whom I have served you, and let me go, for you know my service with which I have served you. 27 Laban said to him, If now I have found favor in your eyes, stay here, for I have divined that Yahweh has blessed me for your sake. 28 He said, Appoint me your wages, and I will give it. 29 Jacob said to him, You know how I have served you, and how your livestock have fared with me. 30 For it was little which you had before I came, and it has increased to a multitude. Yahweh has blessed you wherever I turned. Now when will I provide for my own house also? 31 Laban said, What shall I give you? Jacob said, You shall not give me anything. If you will do this thing for me, I will feed your flock again and keep it. 32 I will pass through all your flock today, removing from there every speckled and spotted one, and every black one among the sheep, and the spotted and speckled among the goats. This will be my hire. 33 So my righteousness will answer for me hereafter, when you come concerning my hire that is before you. Every one that is not speckled and spotted among the goats, and black among the sheep, that might be with me, will be considered stolen. 34 Laban said, Behold, let it be according to your word. 35 That day he removed the male goats that were streaked and spotted, and all the female goats that were speckled and spotted, every one that had white on it, and all the black ones among the sheep, and gave them into the hands of his sons. 36 He set 3 days' journey between himself and Jacob fed the rest of Laban's flocks. 37 Jacob took to himself rods of fresh poplar, almond, plane tree, peeled white streaks in them, and made the white appear which was in the rods. 38 He set the rods which he had peeled opposite the flocks in the gutters in the watering troughs where the flocks came to drink. They conceived when they came to drink. 39 The flocks conceived before the rods, and the flocks produced streaked, speckled, and spotted. 40 Jacob separated the lambs, and set the faces of the flocks toward the streaked and all the black in the flock of Laban, and he put his own droves apart, and didn't put them into Laban's flock. 41 Whenever the stronger of the flock conceived, Jacob laid the rods in front of the eyes of the flock in the gutters, that they might conceive among the rods. 42 But when the flock were feeble, he didn't put them in. So the feebler were Laban's, and the stronger Jacob's. 43 The man increased exceedingly, and had large flocks, female servants and male servants, and camels and donkeys.